Hello everyone and welcome back to Out of War. So I kind of cleaned this up a little bit. I put in a little dirt over here. I've been taking off this mound over here and just kind of dumping it over there. I know I'm losing some pay dirt, but we get a lot of pay dirt from the bagger, so it's okay. I kind of just want to get this little bit right here done up, and then we're actually going to do some bagger work today. So stick around for a little while and we'll get into that. Get a couple of cuts done. I've had a lot of comments from people saying that about the new mining style where you do like 2 or 3 cuts deep and then just do 1 or 2 cuts high instead of doing 3 cuts per cut. You're only doing 3 across the bottom and then 2 going up. So you're saving like 4 cuts. It does help out. I mean, time is of the essence when you're doing that kind of stuff. Alright, a couple more buckets right there. And I'll leave that side over there for right now. I'll get to that later. There's still a lot of dirt to move over here. So we have plenty to fill it in with. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the dozer. Once I do get it all filled in, take the dozer and just try to push off the top. I know I'm not very good with the dozer, but I'm trying to get better at it. And the only way I can do that is to practice with it. We're going to do one a little closer to the bricks this time and call that good. Now to level that off and then not leveled today, but leveled off before I do any more in there. This is going to be a nice little parking structure up here. As I said before, this is all going to be covered in metal floors and painted black, so it looks like asphalt because I can't put asphalt on this, and I'm having a really hard time using even the GPS to make it flat. So I think I'm gonna sort of cheat and use the metal floors to make it look that way. Someone put the comment in there. I want to thank you for that. I don't want to say the wrong name, so I'm gonna just do a thank you. I'll look it up here shortly and see. Okay, so did I start the next cut? I did not. I don't think I moved forward. So let's get some planks in here so we can make the next cut forward. And I think I'm going to go ahead and set it up for 3 cuts deep. There we go. Alright, let's jump in. We will move forward about 1 block. Start her up. Make sure and click out my 0 so we got that right. And we will start cutting. Also, can anybody tell me if the hydrostatic high and low works for the bagger part or just for the tracks? Because I don't know the answer to it and I'd kind of like to know. If it does, I really can't tell the difference. That's why I was curious about it. I know that it does speed up the tracks a little bit. Yeah, pretty soon we're going to get through this and we'll be able to go down a cut. Make things a lot easier. I do think I have to go back over there and finish that over there on the side, though. I'll be able to tell better when I get around here to the other side on the cut, whether we're lined up with the back cut or not. I can't remember if we used the 693 on that one or the 694. I think that back over there was the 693, though, so we'll have to trim off that side over on that side over there where it's cut. I do like this cutting sound. Just that material just falling in. Look at all that iron, gold, silver, aluminum. Yum, yum, yum. Lots of materials. Kind of a small deposit though, which sucks in a way, but we're going to get all of it top to bottom because we're just going to keep going down lower and lower and lower. I don't know what I'm going to do though when I get to the other end and it's like because after we get this cut we're going to go down a level. So once we go down far enough we're going to be going across just flat ground And then we're going to probably run it into the mountain somewhere. I don't know how we're going to take the top of that off. Look at how much of a cut that does. It's pretty good. I mean, I could go deeper, but then it kind of messes me up top, so I could probably do this bottom one in 2 cuts. Do 2 blocks forward for a right cut and 1 block forward for a left cut, and then just start moving up to the top to clear that stuff out. I gotta be careful. The last time I was hitting the bar right here, and so I had to back up a little bit. I think that was 4 cuts though. Swing this around a little further and see if it lines up. I don't think it's going to. I think I'm gonna have to turn around and cut that back over there before we lower down to the next level. Or I'll be doing a bunch of raising on that side over there, which I want to make just one flat cut all the way across now. So once we get it zeroed out, it just stays there. Also, for those who don't know, when you have GPS on more than one vehicle, when you zero it out in one, it zeroes it out for all of them. Let's see. Can I see over there? No, I can't really yet. Not yet. Yeah, we got a lot to cut back off over there. It's probably 10 blocks wide. Well, we have to take it back over that way anyway, so I'll just have to turn the conveyors around, cut that part off, and then it should be pretty easy. We're only swinging just a little bit over there. That should be far enough. Alright, let's go ahead and turn this off, move forward 1 block. About there maybe. Turn it back on and we'll get back to work. I really, really like this machine. I'd like to get the 695 on here, and I do have enough money in the company funds. The problem is, it's so big, I would have to recut all of this because it would move it over like 20 blocks that way, total. Because we're 48 blocks wide right now, and it's like 68 blocks with the 695. And then when we get done making this initial cut, I need to figure out how to set up the conveyors where they stay along that line over there by the wash plant platform too. So we're going to be spending probably a day doing that. It's going to have material coming from both directions that we just have to switch out 1 or 2 parts that way. And then maybe put an elevator onto it. I believe I have conveyors in here. Yeah, I do. So I think on the next, actually I didn't even check if it's dumping on the ground. No, we should be good there. On the next time we do the cut, I have to move the hopper. It looks like it's not cutting much, but if you look at it from this way, it's the full bucket there. It's really weird. Like, right here it looks like it's not cutting anything. Then you swing around to this side, you can tell that it's a full bucket. Man, this thing just chews through material. Let's try a different view for a little while. How about this one here where we can sit in the cab and watch our controls, see what kind of material we're eating up. We can kind of sort of look out to one side. Can't really look behind us, but too bad the mirrors don't work too. That'd be really great. Be able to see behind us, see what's going on. I know I tell you guys all the time I don't like time-lapse, partially because trying to find music that everybody would like is really hard to do. And I don't like that view. But I was thinking about doing one out of doing this for like, I don't know, 2 hours and try to condense it down to like a 20-minute video. And then I'll just come back and, I guess, talk over the top of it because I won't have to have any sound on it at all. All that material's going in, that's good. Conveyors are still feeding. Alright, we're pretty close to 90 degrees here. I'm going to go ahead and move it forward for that last block and see if I have enough space there to catch it all, or if I have to move the hopper. That's where it's going to be sitting. Oh, we definitely have to move the hopper. Alright, well now we gotta wait for this thing to empty out, which... Actually, I can take all that. Yeah. Can I take the hopper, though, with that? Alright, we got enough for it. Okay. Let's go ahead and just take that down, then we can move this, and this. And then we gotta put the hopper back up here. Put number 9. Plug it back in place. And then we can deposit all this back in there. Oh yeah, I had to change out the fuel filter on the loader while I was messing around the other day. I mean, they're not worth much, or you could probably just sell it, but it's fine. Alright, let's get to cutting. Start her up. Start her up, thank you. Yeah, after this cut, we'll start going up. Num 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 num. That machine just chews through it. And the best part is, it chews through solid rock too. You don't have to blast it. For those who didn't know, I think it was supposed to be where you still had to blast it, but I chewed right through that, no problem. Although that is the edge of it too, so I may, as I get down deeper, have to blast it. We'll see. This is a pretty nice little vein, actually, of iron ore here. You saw how much was in the hopper. It's a good amount. And of course, we're going to just keep putting more in there. See that one? Same thing. This side looks definitely like it's cut in full bucket. What angle do you guys like the most? Like, do you want to see it over here or over here? I kind of like to move it around a little bit and see both sides, see what's going on, see how close to that little pin I'm doing. When I'm doing like single cuts and not going up at all, I'll be going like 2 blocks forward or 3 blocks forward, and it'll be just about the middle of that little spindle going right to or left to right. Obviously, I can't go as far forward going right to left because of the hopper, but I want to thank everybody who subbed lately. Like 2 months, I've gone up a little over 180 subs. It's nice. I do appreciate it. comments and likes. It's really helping out the channel. Really appreciate you guys. I just like this machine. I actually have the big bagger on a different map that I'm working on with Theo. And oh my gosh, that thing is massive. I mean, you think this thing puts some material out there. It's amazing the difference. Okay, how much further do I have to go to be square? About, pretty close to there now. I'm gonna go ahead and start going up. Start working my way back left. Now, because it's 3 blocks deep in the middle, I have to kind of keep the bucket down a little bit lower. I'm just going to kind of feather it up and down and keep it right up at the ledge there. So it's going to be like right in there. So if I'm going up and down a little bit, that's the reason why. I just want to keep it just skimming across the edge here for the hopper part. Because we want to get as much of that material as possible. That's also the reason why I jump around when I'm doing the other ones, because this one I have to be right here. I mean, it's not too bad over here, but you'll see in a minute when we're way over there how it can be critical to have this in the right spot. As we get further and further, we're like over halfway past center of the bucket wheel. And then on the going to the right cut, I can go higher too. Just kind of up and down a little bit. Just trying to keep it close to that little dirt lip right there. I think you can actually have it go into it a little bit, but I find when I do that, the tracks bounce around more, so I try to just keep it right below it, and then they don't bounce at all. I don't have to move it again and again and again. Especially when you're in the hard stuff like this, the iron. Hope everybody had a good Christmas. Mine was pretty good. I got to play poker on Christmas Eve with all the people I work with. It was fun. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to make like 2 more cuts, but like I think maybe on the next one it'll be no, the next one's probably have to be the same amount. The one after that will probably be a little bit lower, which is fine. Let's see how close are we over here. It's like right here I could go up more too. Get it to where it's just keeping it nice and flat and smooth. Since we're not as close. Alright. that is more than 90 degrees. So we're going to go ahead and go up, start working our way back to the right. And we'll have just a small little cut to do across the top there when we come back. Like this one doesn't go all the way around, so it's kind of like a 3/4 cut and then a 1/4 cut up top, so it's really one cut. And if it divots a little bit right here, not that big a deal, because again, we're going to try to take it all off for the next few cuts anyway. Yep, this machine's doing great. I think they need to add parts into the baggers though, because nothing ever breaks on them. Like, you know, the wheel loaders and the dozers and the dump trucks and all that stuff have oil filters and pumps and hydraulics and this and that. This doesn't have any of that. If we come in here to the inventory, it's paint, tracks, and lights. There's no parts down here. So, if the devers are ever watching, think about that in the future. And good cut here. We're only at 9, so yeah, we can go way higher too. Yeah, if we look from this angle, a lot of that back there needs to be cut off. But what I can do is I can cut it going right to left and take out bigger sections of it at a time. Alright, as soon as it gets done cutting this little bit of dirt right here, which that should be it, I'll go ahead and swing back to left, make sure we missed it, got it, or didn't miss it, got it all. Yeah, okay, that's clear there. Now, I might be missing a little bit back on this little peak back here, but that's going to be up in the air, not going to bother us anymore. Whereas this piece over here will really bother us as we try to come across. And this, fine folks, is how you turn 35 minutes worth of work into like 25 minutes worth of work. That might work right there. I may have to bump back and get just a little tiny cut at the top. Maybe not, we'll see. It's going to be close. Definitely going to be close. But we can, I think we can go to 1750 from the 0 that we have set here. Higher. So, should be able to reach it no problem. So I just cut past a little bit and then go up and back to finish that cut right there. Let's just do this real quick. Get this all cut off here. I mean, I could have saved it for the next cut, but why? Like I said, I gotta be careful with these little bars sticking out here. If we're too far forward, we hit those bars and it jumps the machine around too. I think we did pretty good here. And we're going high enough now that it's getting all that material instead of having little pieces left over. And we're going to go ahead and start coming back down to get it scored for 0 for the next cut. And of course, autosave. Stop cutting now. And return. Alright. We can go ahead and turn this thing off, swing it down, and get it ready. That is pretty close to square. We can just go down now. Give that machine a few minutes to finish processing all that dirt. So what I want to do, and this is again after I get the full cut done across here, because as you can see, this cut ends right here. Well, right here really. That's a little higher, but I'm going to say like right here. So if we put down a wood plank, it's going to be pretty close. But this is this far over, so we're two things here wide. We could smooth this off right here, like we're trying to do over there, and create a conveyor line that runs down the side of this right here. It'll never be disturbed again because we're not digging that far. And have it come over here and have two separate connections. Even maybe a merger for that matter. One for this line and one for that line. Obviously one would have to come into, or we could just take and let's see, put a left hand or right hand merger here, but a right hand piece here, and then a left hand for over on this side, and just trade them out. That way we can leave the conveyors there. We don't have to tear them down every time. I think it'll be helpful, because that way this will end up still happening here, but it'll be behind us from over there. So those lines will stay in, and then we connect to those down there, and then this would come out that way as we went with the hopper going this way. I think it'll work. Oh, there's still 400,000 here. Let's do some loader work while we wait. Start with the loader, end with the loader today. Hope y'all don't mind. But we're waiting on material anyway, so not a whole lot I can do about that. The machine just chews through it. And I'm not sure, but instead of having the thing go down over there, I'm thinking about making the road go down over here. And then off that way, maybe through that little, like between the cab and the arm, there's a little spot that it dips down. Clear that out and have the road going through that way to go back over that way. Oh yeah, so like I was talking earlier too, once this thing gets down to a certain point, in fact we can go look at that real quick, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Once it gets down to a certain point over here, because we're going to be, well, let me first run up this way, make sure I'm in the right spot. Alright, so we're chewing through all this, and we're heading that way. Right? So this is north, a little bit off north, but that's fine. Okay, so yeah, we're heading like that way there. So once we get the cut all the way down here, because it's going to end up being down here somewhere at some point, we're going to run into this mountain, and where we're either going to be turning around and going down with less material to cut because it's going to be getting shorter and shorter as we go. Obviously this is going to take some time to do this, or we have to start going back up somehow and cutting that out. Same for the other side too. At some point it's going to be a valley down there we run into, and we either have to start going back up or making the runs shorter. So if we run all the way back over to this side now, as you can see, it's a long ways. How much we got left? Another 376,000. It's going to be the same thing over here too, though. Like, there's a nice little valley over here that we run into. It is going to be a long ways, in fact, because we'd come through this, we would end up cutting all this down over through here, and the valley ends up being kind of over there before it starts really going back up. And I believe this was set up for the 693 and we had the 694, so this probably is going to get changed and go down like 2 more blocks for the next cut. Alright, back to loader work. I'll just keep an eye on the conveyor and see if it stays full. I mean, I guess at that point too, we could just put in some sort of concrete or something and start going east and west too instead. I don't know. We'll figure something out. We may not even make that for it. It may change to a different map by then. The bagger would definitely work good on let's say the winter forest map or winter map. We wouldn't have any trees there, but we'd have lots of snow and ice, coal. I'm sure there's iron and solid rock there too. Copper. I kind of want to see how far this middle section over here goes down before we actually hit solid rock, though. I mean, I know we saw it over here for a little brief window by where the bagger's at now, but how far do we have to go down to have like solid rock all the way across? Because I mean, we're getting a lot of pay dirt in here right now, but when we start doing the solid rock, we're going to be getting a lot of gold, steel, other things, so there's going to be a lot of material running through there. And we need a bunch of steel too if we're going to keep making parts. Yeah, conveyor still has dirt on it. I think my levels are much better with the wheel loader here than they are with the dozer. I could run a compactor over that too. Maybe flatten it out that way. I'm not quite sure how well it's going to work. This is a pretty big hole we gotta fill too. And that wasn't even for me. That over there was, but not that. I'm gonna get that floaty there and then check to see how much we got left to do. I may end up having to blow some of this up here down because you run into the it's too high. We got one more floaty there. Didn't quite get it all. We were bouncing there for a second. There we go. Now we got all the floaties. And a nice chunk of that dirt knocked out of here. So, I mean, I can come back through and put some more concrete in if need be. Well, we definitely need to. Just how much we need to put it in there. Alright, let's see how much we got left over here. I guess I could check to see how many diamonds we can sell too. Alright, we're down to 127, so we ran like 250,000 through there. Time it took us to do that. Let's go down, make sure all of our production's working, and see how many rubies and stuff need to be reprinted up. And see, I can get the fold in their stack in here. Yeah, let's do that real quick. So let's take one of these and one of these. I actually don't know why I took it from the top. I want this one to be up here. There we go. I guess we'll start with rubies. Alright, max this out. We're going to go ruby, take, max it out, ruby, take, rinse, repeat all the way down. Man, we're going to have a lot of rubies and diamonds to sell. Boy, oh boy. 10,700. 17,000. A little over, actually. But that is going to be a lot of money coming in. Not to mention, we're going to have a bunch of gold, iron, etc. Steel, because we have the iron ore we're going through, which is good because we need a bunch of that too. Alright, so let's see. Put the excess back. It's only 9, which is fine. Let's go over here and see how these are doing. Yeah, see, we're getting a little production in here, so that's good. Bolts and nuts, yep. Those are a little slower. Got some gears being made there. So I put all the parts and stuff up top, but we have way too many built wear plates, but I just messed up on that one. I made 50 of them, and they're only used for one thing, so I just decided to build them all. So if we need to have any of those used, we'll have plenty. But if we come up here, I want to deposit this one pay dirt or whatever it is into this section here. We have all of our parts. And I know I'm missing one, I just can't think of what it is, and I haven't jumped in there to figure it out yet. Alright, are we done yet? No, we're still going. That's taken like, what, 10 minutes already? 15 minutes? It just finished. Sweet. Okay. Now we can go to the storages and see what we have. I may redo this wash plant too. Because I think I want to do it where there's no power poles, like the guys were telling me about. Me and Theo on our little test hustle, I guess for no better way to put it, we have 12,600 going in and no power poles on the conveyor line. Alright, that looks like it's about done. Okay, grand total of a lot. Holy smokes. Alright, so we're going to take the gold. I'll come back for the steel later. Same with the lithium and, okay, all that stuff will stay for a minute. I want to see how much money we've made today, and then I'll put everything else away. Alrighty. So we're at 7.6 million basically. Go to sell. Let's start with this one here. 1 million. 1.3 million. 1.3 million. 1.4 million. 1.4 million. 1.4 million. 1.8 million. And 1.9 million. What did I say we were at? 7 point something? 7.6? So we made $12 million today. And of course, I've been putting a bunch of that into our company funds here. So let's go, I don't know, 10 million. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Confirm. There we go. 85 million in the company. That's just basically in case we want to start another one somewhere else. We have access to go and do that without having to start over from scratch if we don't want to. I mean, we might anyway, but... Okay, so that's going to do it for this one. I hope you guys liked it. I know I kind of bounced around a little bit. Did some digging, did some talking, did some bagger work, did some more digging. Kind of scatterbrained today. But I do hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, click that like button. It does help the channel out. If you have any tips, tricks, questions, comments, let me know down below in the comment section. And I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you to everyone who has subbed. I really appreciate it. It is helping out my channel immensely. And I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for stopping by. And have a good day.